In this video, we're going to talk about how to do ID lookup configuration and load the parent and the child objects in one go. So this particular feature is available in the Enterprise Edition of the Realforce. If you have a trial that is enabled, so you can try it out. So we have a file here with the account data. And we have another file with the contact data. So we have this particular column account ID that we have populated with names of the accounts that we want to look up the data for. So here, let's go and make an edit to indicate our contact which is not there so that we can verify that error handling is going to work as well. So we're going to create a new data load. Okay, insert accounts and contacts. So we're going to be multi-step. So let's go and edit this. So insert accounts first, and we're going to do the insert. And we're going to insert from file accounts to Dataloader account object. We can define the mapping and make use of automap to bring all the details automatically. Okay, so it is done. So let's add a second step to insert contacts. Insert from file contact file to Dataloader contact. Go to the mapping. So here we can auto map as well. So we map account ID from the input to account ID here. So this particular field, it needs a special configuration called lookup configuration because it is not the value that is there in the contact file that we want to upload to SFDC as is. We need to look up that particular value against another data set and map it to a ID value and then upload. So you can do that here. You can right click on that configuration and click on edit lookup config. So it's gonna come up with this particular option. So you can say lookup from file, and we're gonna choose the accounts that we had specified earlier, and the lookup field is the name because the value that is populated in the account ID column of contact file is the account name. So that's what we look up. If you had account number, that's what you would choose. Or if you had a field that is completely not applicable for Salesforce, like a UID, you could pick that as well. As long as it maps to one of the value there, that's fine. So we have a couple of options. So the defaulted to what is the best that will work out. So if there is no match found, we're going to treat that as an error. But if the lookup is not a required field in Salesforce, you could make it as populate as null so that it doesn't error out, but it will populate null if there is no match. Or you can also mention that if there is more than one match, what you want to do. So we defaulted to pick the first one. But if that is not applicable, if you expect one particular value here should always map to one value in the parent file, you can treat that as an error, but we can leave it this. Okay, so we configured here, then we configured here. So then we go back. So here we can just review. First we want to insert account. So we want to account from input file this to output here. And then we have a contact insert from this file to SFDC. Okay, so let's go and run it. Okay, so this is a prompt to indicate that you're trying to modify the data. Just want to make sure you are intending to do that. Insert accounts and contacts. Okay, so it completed with errors, and let's see what they are. Let's go back and refresh the account file. So looks like all the records in the account are successful because as you can see, the status is success, there are no errors, and IDs are populated. And then we have a contact file. If you go and refresh, so we have all of them success for the last one. So this is the one that we try to simulate an error for. So it indicates that for field account ID could not find a lookup value for Salesforce not found. So it didn't find a lookup value corresponding to this ID value corresponding to this particular account name, so it could not insert. So now if you go back and check out, so here for the account ID, though it shows account ID, but behind the scene, it's populated all the values as applicable from the account file. So you can go back and you can query the data in this one, select ID, name. If you can notice that, it has the corresponding contacts in all the places. So here, for example, we have 4 records. So these 4. So if you go back and check, United Oil and the Gas Corp should have 4 entries here. These 4 corresponding to that Andre, Audrey Haynes, Chris Noble, and the others. Okay. So that's it about the ID lookup. So in the next version of the data loader, we're going to be adding capability to look up by the SFDC query. So if you don't have a file, you can directly specify in a SOCL that we will use to look up build the data set that we'll use for the lookup. Or you can also look up by any field in the parent object, so that you don't have to specify a SOCL or anything. You can just pick a file and say, hey, this value is really an account name in the account object. We'll automatically map it. So thank you.